Alexander is my name, Macedonia's most famous commander. History calls the great, but I prefer the greatest. A king aged only 20 when my dad assassinated. Advisors called for calm, but frankly peace is overrated. Crushed rebels in Greek city-states, so thousands of the martyrs made short labor of my neighbors, and that was just for starters. Alexander, full-time fighter, made my home more secure, but that wasn't enough. I wanted more, more, more. And so began my master plan to conquer by invasion. Started with Dad's enemy, the famous Persian nation. Ruler Darius had far more troops and inconvenience, but I won, then thrashed Egypt. I'm a military genius. Founded Egypt's Alexandria, named for the greatest man alive. I was now Pharaoh and king of Persia, not bad for 25. Alexander, victorious fighter. The greatest sounds flat. How about the living God? Yeah, I'll buy that. My loyal followers said that's the stuff, but I, a born warrior, said it's not enough. Let's take India. Last man, there's a fool. Started wearing Persian clothes. Boy, I looked so cool, but made my troops suspicious. Men called me too ambitious. Said they wouldn't follow me. Guitar solo, Ptolemy. Because of me, Ptolemy, he'll go far. He'll found the dynasty that ends with Cleopatra. Then there's Hephaestion, my best friend, of course. Unless you count Bucephalus, but he's a horse. Why the long face, my friend? Anyway, together it was going grand, till Busi died and my men took a stand. I wanted to continue, but my hands were tied, so I sat in my tent and I cried. Alexander, no more a fighter. Adventures had to stop, because 323 BC saw me drop dead.
Potty pioneers!
It's 1928, and historical grime fighters Lou and Dave have come to the laboratory of scientist Alexander Fleming in St Mary's Hospital, London.
Yeah, I've had problems with Mr. Fleming before. He's a brilliant scientist, supposedly. But he's not a brilliant tidy-upper, I can tell you that for nothing. Oh, crikey, this is worse than your bedroom, this is, Dave. There's dirty pots and dishes everywhere, full of highly infectious bacteria. I don't believe this, Dave. He's been experimenting with bacteria, and then he's gone on holiday without tidying up after himself first. There's mould in that Petri dish. Oh, here he comes, Dr. Dolittle. What's going on? Tell you what's going on, mate. You're going to clean up this laboratory, starting with that mould there.
Extraordinary.
Not really, mate. That's what happens when you go on holiday and leave your dirty dishes.
No, look, the Staphylococci bacteria in this is completely normal, right? Whereas in this dish, it's been destroyed by the mould. Do you know what this means?
Blooming strong mould.
Exactly. I must grow some more.
Don't think so, mate. Dave, the mould killer.
No, stop. Look, you don't understand, right? This mould stops other bacteria from growing. I mean, this could be a really important medical discovery. One day we could use this to treat infections.
Ah, right. Doctor, I'm feeling really ill. That's all right. Here's some mould.
I reckon I'll win a prize for this one day.
Yeah, you will, mate. The Filthiest Laboratory Award, 1928. Here's your award. Right, come on, Dave. Let's get out of here.
I'd like to thank my mum for never making me clean my room.
Disgusting. It's enough of your jibber-jabber, Dave.
Dr. Fleming had actually discovered penicillin, an antibiotic which is still widely used today. And in 1945, he shared a Nobel Prize. I've grown plenty of mould, and I've never been given a prize for it. Back in the early 1900s, another potty pioneer was making his name.
Hello. I'm here to pitch one of the greatest adventure stories in history. My team's journey to Antarctica.
Listen, Scotty, at the Antarctic, the last thing we want to hear is a boring story about a bunch of guys who got to the South Pole second and then all froze to death on the way home.
Talk about a story without any warmth.
Depressing.
No, I think there's been some confusion. I'm not Scott. Scott died on his way back from the South Pole in 1912.
Ah, you must be Amundsen, the Norwegian guy who got there 33 days before Scott. Now, that's more interesting. Apparently, he used dogs to pull the sledges.
With his talking dog?
Lady and the Tramp go skiing? It's a yes from me.
No, I'm not Amundsen either. I'm Ernest Shackleton.
So you weren't first or second to the South Pole?
Well, actually, my team never made it at all.
Oh, great. Because films about massive losers who don't achieve anything make such big hits.
How close did you get?
About 200 miles.
Is this a comedy?
No, it's a thrilling adventure.
Oh, beam me up, Scotty of the Arctic. I want out of this meeting.
So our voyage of discovery was something of a failure, but it's what happened next. That's the amazing story. Our ship, the Endurance, got stuck in the ice for 9 months. Eventually, the force of the ice cracked the hull of the ship and we had to abandon it. Leaving most of the men behind on the frozen beach, 6 of us went for help in a small rowing boat.
Okay, you got my attention.
We travelled for 800 miles in 2 weeks in the most horrendous conditions.
And then what happened?
We landed on the island of South Georgia, where we knew there was a whaling station. But we were on the wrong side of the island. In our way was a huge mountain range. Incredibly, 3 of us managed to make it across and charter a boat to rescue the rest of the men. Amazingly, every single one of them survived!
Yes!
Hooray! They're alive! They're alive!
Kid, you got yourself a movie deal.
Oh, thank you.
I assume everybody lived happily ever after.
Actually, no. Most of them were called up and killed a couple of years later in the First World War.
Well, there goes the sequel.
It's a no from me.
You got 3 no's. Thanks for coming.
Right, fine, I'm off.
Better hurry up or the Norwegian team will beat you.
That was the other guy.
He's going outside for a walk. He may be sometime.
The other guy!
I found him very cool.
Chilling.
Savage Stone Age.
Early man, good at music. Neanderthal even make flute 40,000 years ago.
Available at last from Neanderthal Records. Now that's what me call music. The first ever musical notes played on the first ever musical instrument. A hollowed out animal bone, collected together on one unforgettable album.
Now that what me call music.
Music good, me like.
Featuring the groundbreaking 3 notes in any old order.
Oh, beautiful.
The remarkable 4 notes in any old order.
Oh, very good.
And the smash hits.
Broken.
Now that's what me call music. Available while Neanderthals last.
What do you mean? While Neanderthals last?
What this?
It's true. A flute made from animal bone is thought to be the oldest musical instrument in the world. That's if you don't count the bum trumpet. Ah, sweet music. Stone Age man had many uses for animal bones, and they came from some very unusual animals.
Hello, I'm an overexcitable wildlife presenter.
And I'm an even more overexcitable wildlife presenter.
And I'm really excited today.
Though not as excited as me.
Because we're here in Stone Age times for a really special edition of Historical Spring Watch. We're in the Pleistocene era, where we've got hidden cameras deep inside the habitats of this era's most extraordinary animals.
They really are extraordinary.
I just said that.
Sorry.
Let's take a look at the Toxodon. The Toxodon is a giant, free-toed mammal. It's a sort of a cross between a hippopotamus and a gerbil. Imagine that, a sort of giant, hairy hippo. Well, you don't have to imagine it, because we're going to see one any second now. Oh, it seems the Toxodon's been eaten by an early man.
That's exciting to see too. Homo sapiens surviving by making use of any food available to him. Well, not to worry, because we've got plenty of other breathtaking giant mammals for you.
So let's take a look at the Megatherium we've been following. This sloth can grow up to 6 meters long. And we've been following this guy for more than... Oh, he's done it again.
Can we check out the other cameras? He's scoffed the lot.
If he carries on like this, Early Man's going to end up killing off all these fantastic mega animals. Well, not on my spring watch, let me tell you. Oi, you there! Did you never stop to think that people in the future might actually want to see giant panthers, giant sloths, even giant saber-toothed tigers? Actually, you have my permission to kill this one. Where are you going? Oh, what extraordinary teeth you have!
Well, join me tomorrow when I'll be looking at a bull that's the size of a small elephant. And then Early Man will be turning it into hamburgers. See you then.
Putrid pirates. Us pirates could be dead hard to understand. Especially for those people we held captive. Arr!
Do they know who I am? Who's in charge here?
Heave to me, hearties!
Are you the man in charge?
That be me, you landlubber!
I'm sorry, what was that?
I am reasonably familiar with pirate parlance. Perhaps I could translate.
Proceed.
A landlubber basically means someone who is clumsy while aboard a ship.
If that's what you mean, why don't you just speak properly?
Silence! Scurvy knee!
Oh, he's at it again. Translation, please.
Scurvy is a nasty disease you can get at sea, and knave, well, he's basically calling you a villain, sir.
If he wants to call me a scabby villain, why didn't he just say so?
Oh, shiver me timbers, I'll have this bilge rat keel haul!
Well, if a ship gets a sudden blast from a cannon, then the wooden masts or timbers are shaken or shivered. It's kind of an expression of surprise. And a bilge is the very bottom of a ship. Dirty, stinking place filled with rats, hence bilge rat.
And keel hauled?
A traditional pirate punishment where your feet are tied and you are dragged under the water, rubbing against the barnacled bottom of the ship. You'd be torn to pieces, sir.
That threat certainly would have had me quaking in my boots. If I'd had any idea what it meant, speak English!
Paul, sew his mouth up.
Translation, please.
Sew his mouth up.
Well, shiver me timbers. I think I've just filled my keel with bilge.
I ain't getting the hang of it, mate.
Hello and welcome to HHTV Sport, bringing you live sport direct from the past. Today, we've got a truly extraordinary sporting spectacle lined up for you, the Pirate Races. To find out more, I'll hand you over to our commentary team in the Georgian era.
So here we are at the Pirate Racecourse, a recently captured merchant ship.
This promises to be the most amazing race. The riders and their jockeys now taking their positions at the starting line. And here they are, 3 experienced pirate jockeys and 3 captured monks.
Well, as you know, pirates are a twisted lot. They take particular pleasure in tormenting these religious men.
And they're under starters' orders. And they're off!
Well, it's a cracking start to the race.
They're approaching the first obstacle now, which is a board of nails.
This racecourse is a recently captured merchant ship. The merchants have tried to prevent the pirates capturing the ship by putting down a board full of nails right across the deck.
Oh dear, Brother Carlos has trodden on one. Oh, and there goes his vow of silence. That is unfortunate.
Oh, and just look at this. Brother Miguel's jockey is making him drink rum at gunpoint. Is that normal?
I'm afraid so, John. Some pirates like to amuse themselves by forcing monks to get drunk. But this is the first time I've actually seen it used in an actual race. And, yeah, Brother Miguel really feeling the effects of the rum there.
And here's the next obstacle. The merchants have put butter and peas on the deck.
That's to make the deck slippy for the pirates.
And the riders certainly struggling with this one.
Slipping into the lead there is Father Javier,
whose jockey is making judicious use of the cat o' 9 tails.
Well, that's the pirates' whip of choice. And they're coming up to the finishing line, and it's Father Xavier who wins by a bald head.
And his jockey receives his well-deserved winner's trophy, his to treasure.
No, not for long, John.
Well, that's pirates for you. Back to the studio.
Tall tales such as that. We gave you all the fearsome facts. Ugly truth.
Can't get enough of horrible histories? Then go to the CBBC website and click on the link. See you there.
The past is no longer a mystery. Hope you enjoyed. Horrible history.